Alright guys, so we're back and we're going to start painting up Kid Flash's hair and outfit. So the way I designed this little masking setup is I masked everything off where I could do the hair first and then do the outfit. So I'll explain what I'm going to do with the hair. The hair I'm going to be doing orange like in the comic book. It's got some shadowing underneath, which I'll probably use mahogany. Some of this mahogany here. Orange I'll be using like Badger Opaque, maybe some reds. Kind of build it up a bit. And then I'll probably do some misting on some metallic gold on the hair, just to give the hair that like sleek, shiny look like women have in, conditioner commercials. I want to get that look going. And then once I get the hair done, it's all set up and I like the way it is, we can mask that off and I can go on to the outfit. But we'll come back and explain what I'm going to do with the outfit after the hair. Okay, so as you saw, I pretty much did the hair in some oranges, browns. Then what I did is when I did that metallic, yellow over the hair, it brought it out too yellowy. I wanted to get back to that orange. So what I did is I did transparent pale flesh. And if you saw me using the blow dryer, the reason I was using the blow dryer is because sometimes the transparency, if you spray too heavy and the piece isn't sort of warm, it'll start to bleed on you with this being on top of there because it kind of doesn't grab it. So I like to use the blow dryer and go back and forth just to make sure it's kind of like warm where it'll keep the paint there and go. So as you can kind of see, I got the hair going. It's got some like highlights to it. I'm catching the sculpt a lot more now with the pearl in there. It's still orangey, but it's got a little bit of a kick to it now, so we get a little bit more look. So what I'll do is I will probably just flatten it a little bit, not much, because right now with that transparency over it, it's kind of glossy, but I don't want it to be like super glossy, but I don't want it to be flat. I kind of want to be that in between. So I'm going to blow dry a little bit more, I'll flatten it a little bit, and then from there we'll start going on the outfit. I just have to actually make sure I have all my lines, pure, lines going with the thing, because I actually hit it with my finger turning it a couple times, so I got to go over the lines again and everything, but then we can get on to the red outfit now. So as you see in the comic book, it's got a lot of black shading in there with the red. I'm going to use black shading on this. Normally I try not to go with black on a lot of stuff, but since this comic book kind of calls for it, we're going to do it. But it's going to kind of be a middle ground. I'm not going to go really heavy, just black shading, and then I'm done. I'm going to kind of like build it up a little bit more, come up with my own little formula. So what I'll be using is this Spider-Woman bottle here that I have. It's a red mixture that I made up. It's got some metallic red, some pearls, some other reds from other companies, and I just got a nice good color red coming from it, and I want to use that. Then what I'll probably do is start slowly building up red with some golden shading gray I got, hit in some areas, and kind of build it up. If I feel that I'm going too black in areas, I don't like the way it's looking, I'll tone them down. But if I feel that I want to go a little bit more, I will. So I'm just like, I want to follow the comic book as much as possible on this piece. Whereas, you know, of course, if you're painting yourself and you have artistic freedom, you may not want to put any black whatsoever and have a lot of really rich reds. But I'm going to kind of work out a little bit and see what I like as I go. So let's just start painting her up. Okay, so I got it pretty much to the point where I want it. I like the way it's looking. We got some nice dark shadows in some areas. It's got a really cool effect to it. It might be a little bit reflecting in the camera, but in person it gives you an idea that it's definitely like a speedster outfit. It's not just flat red, but it's not you know, metallic-y to the point. It's got kind of like a spandex type mirrorish type look now. By doing all the shadowing and then misting like metallic red over it, you're not just having a pure black look on certain areas. We're getting some of that reflecting look of the metallics in with the black, so it kind of gives it the idea that there's shading in there. We're getting close to the comic, but we're not going overboard where it's just red, black shading, and then you're done. I do a lot of blending, a lot of misting, and keep building and building and building till I get it to the point where I want it. I'm making sure too when I mist that I'm getting wrinkles and making the wrinkles pop a little bit more than just sitting there and losing them with black shading. You want to make sure you're getting that stuff pulled back out and captures the eye. So there's a lot of you know, metallics into it at the moment, and I think what I might do is just get some Badger Crimson and just mist it down a little bit more. But I also need to get in closer and get into some more detailing areas, and that's kind of hard to do with the camera there. So I'm going to do all that, get in some details, mist it down a little bit more. I might do a little bit of a gloss coat just to give it some sheen. If I decide that I don't want to, I'll pull off the masking and go from there. It's always like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I want to make sure it's a speedster outfit. I don't want to make sure it's flat. I don't want to make sure it's super metallic-y. I want to get like that spandex type, you know, speedster look that it can hold up to the friction. It's kind of like just playing with it some more. So I'll do my detailing work and we'll come back once all the masking's off. Alright, so here we go. We got her hair done, we got the outfit done. So I like the way the red came out. It's nice dark red. It's got some shadows to it. We got a nice cool outfit looking like it's definitely a Flash. It's definitely deeper red. What I did do is before I pulled it off, I did a little bit of a clear coat, but it was still too, I don't know, I guess it was too pinkish in a way. So what I did is I did a nice misting of transparent true red from Garage Kit Colors. And I got a nice deeper red on there. So it's got the metallic in there. It's still got that, you know, Flash look of a color. But it's definitely a lot more red than what it was before I pulled it off. So as you can see with the black and everything, it really just works out pretty good. So it's definitely a nice, cool outfit. Next, we start working on the boots, the gloves, and then the jacket and belt. And should be ready to go. Probably going to go with just a simple black base. I think that's pretty much easier. But that's where we're at. And we'll be back with some more. Alright, so we got Kid Flash all messed up, so I'm going to work on the feet now and the gloves. The idea is I want to follow the artwork. So her artwork has got like black boots with kind of like a bluish tint to it. Like it's kind of like, I don't know, instead of like a leather, it's kind of like more of a shinier type boot. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to do black from Model Air, and then I'll probably maybe try and see what happens when I miss some Arctic blue metallic paint on it, just to kind of give it like a little bit of a sheen, or maybe like a kind of like a shinier leather, because that's the same thing what I'll do is on the jacket, because the jacket's got it as well. Now for the gloves though, what I want to do is I don't want to make the gloves and the jacket area the same red as the outfit. What I want to do is make them a little bit leathery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my red paint. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some browns and maybe a little bit of black, but just to give it a shading, to give it more like of a red leather. So I kind of want a difference between all the different outfits, because, you know, you could do a red on the outfit where she's running, a red on the jacket, a red on the gloves, and it's kind of, you don't get your eye looking all over the statue to see different types of colors. I want to make sure everything's kind of different and makes it pop a little bit more. So let's just start painting.